Hello Virgos, welcome to Divine Goddess Tarot. My name is Jessica and this is your weekly Zodiac reading. Happy Halloween as well as Samhain. It is a beautiful time right now with the thinning of the veil as well as this beautiful eclipse energy that we just had in Scorpio on the 25th. We are definitely feeling that transformative, almost more of moving into the latter half of transform, so the death and the rebirth. And I really feel a lot are going through the stage of feeling a little bit lighter at this time. So with that said, let's see what energies are coming through specifically for you. Let's see what Virgos are dealing with all of this energy of Samhain or Halloween, and then the transformative effects of Scorpio right there. This one, the search, that's the one, but not these. So, feeling lost, confused, and lonely. So you might be a little bit on the backswing still of this transformative. And with transformation does come sometimes a feeling alone in it. So let's see what your future or higher self has to say about this energy, with how to perhaps move through it, because that is a tough place to be before you start feeling that light energy. Everyone is being affected a bit differently and where they're at in this death and rebirth of Scorpio and transformation. So it feels like where you're at is still kind of in the muck of it. So soul kin, recognition, family, and kinship is your future or higher self's message. And then of course we'll define that. Your spiritual support group, which is your guides, goddesses, gods, angels, devils, demons, anything that supports you in your push, your resistance for this realm. Oh, right there, I felt it on my pinky, right, that one, right there. Healing earth, the power to give and receive healing. There you are. It's definitely right along with this aspect of feeling lost, confused, and lonely. It's receiving the ability to receive healing for it and peace. And so tips and tricks or just added information for this week is what this one will be with the butterfly, which I love because it represents transformation. That's the one. Seeking and finding. There are no accidents. There's a lot of seeking here and finding. So let's tap into tarot with the messages and go to the tarot for clarity on this healing and seeking energy for the search. So we've got Six of Swords, so definitely right off. We're moving to smoother waters, but so hang tight. And then we've got the Five of Cups. Oh. We have the Lovers. Some of you could be healing a part of a past relationship, or this could even be within yourself. This could be a part of yourself that is healing and finding love within. So it doesn't necessarily mean a relationship. We've got the Page of Cups. That has also been showing up in a lot of the readings. It's really getting focused on what you want. And then we've got the Nine of Wands. Ten of Cups. Yeah, some of you are dealing with a relationship or a loss of one or a transformative aspect of one. Perhaps you could even be in separation is what I'm hearing. So, your spiritual support group, what advice do you have there? So the Knight of Cups, keep going, Hangman, and the bottom of the deck is the Hermit. Yes. Seeking and finding, you've got the Moon. You've got Eight of Cups. Every single reading, you've got the Eight of Cups, which also represents that eclipse. It is just coming up every time. Bottom of the deck is the King of Cups. Okay. So a lot of water energy here, emotion, a lot of just feeling it. And Let's break this down. So 6 of Swords, definitely you're moving away from this energy, and I really feel that there's a few things in here that will assist you in shining some light on ways to move out of this kind of stuck energy. And so what I always love, they don't have any belongings in this boat. They're just, and this is the kind of the, I guess, the boat keeper or something. I guess it could be someone that you love having a boat, but usually it's someone that is taking people to the other side. And so I really feel that this could be your spiritual support group. This could be perhaps a family or somebody assisting you in moving forward. This could just be your higher self of you just going, I'm getting in the boat and I'm moving forward. I'm tired of being in this place. But by choosing healing, I love the question to the universe, what am I missing? I love asking that because it keeps me open to perhaps things that I'm not seeing. And sometimes we get so focused on what we've lost, and you've got the 5 of Cups here, which is sometimes looking back, it's looking at what is lost, it's looking at the pain rather than the cups that are still there. And I really feel with all of this energy, with all this cup energy, you have walked away from, or this is something that is in turmoil. You've got the Lovers, you've got the 10 of Cups here. So I'm seeing that there's something in this pain that is romantic. It could be a divorce, it could be a separation, it could be the loss of the relationship and the fear that you're not going to find love again. And your higher future self, there's the 10 of Cups right here. So this is fulfillment. This is marriage. This is happily ever after. And so whether it's with this person or your future higher self is saying, this is moving out of alignment, what's not working and what's not for you so that you can. So I really feel that the move forward is to really focus, and you've got actually a lot of 6s on here. You've got a 6, you've got a 16, and you've got another 46. So a lot of 6s, which is so transformative. This is exactly what you want. You want to move into where you're supposed to be. And sadly, when we've gone through a lot of transformation, usually things that are no longer for us fall away. Relationships, sadly. When we ask for, if we have an idea of in our heart and in our vision of the love we want, perhaps it was a relationship that wasn't everything we wanted. And so you're like, oh, I wish. And a lot of times we still put that picture of that person by our side, that we can just have that kind of love that we want with that person. But the universe already knows that's not your person. That's why you're not getting it. So it moves it out of the way. And then we're in a place where we are confused, we feel lost, we feel unlovable, we feel this ache within ourselves of fear that we're not going to have or find love. And your future higher self which has the Page of Cups right here. And your higher self is really saying, stay focused, stay in the faith of something. You're in that seeking and finding healing. And that seeking and finding is a lot of times just within ourselves. It's finding love within ourselves. Being the lover to yourself is the most important relationship that you can come to terms with and peace with and joy and passion with, is with yourself. And that's where we get our cup filled or full, is within ourselves. Because if we are not operating from a full cup, we have nothing to give but bankruptcy. And then it becomes transactional because we look to the other person of, well, now what are you going to give me? Because I gave you everything. It doesn't work that way. Sadly, it is also how most of us do work or try to work in relationships that don't. Is we're not knowing how to love ourselves, therefore we have no love to give, because it all starts with us. And a lot of times, the saying goes is that our attraction is our roadmap to our trauma. And I really feel that A lot of times, if we had a specific standard of love or neglect or abuse or dysfunction as growing up, that's also our level of knowing what love is. And so we have to surpass that. And how we do that is within ourselves, learning to do it different. Read a book, personal development, anything we can do to learn a different way. And I love books because the saying says, why live one life when you can live 1,000? And usually a book contains someone's education, their life experience, their own mastery of a certain subject or topic that has been their experience. And so when we read the nuggets of truth and wisdom within their pages, we can, of course, take what resonates, leave behind. But that's why I love to read books, is because I gain all of the years of wisdom of someone else in a few hours of an audible. I do that because it's just much easier to live life. I don't have time to sit and read books like I used to. And so I read them when I'm cleaning the house, when I'm driving, when I am just feeling that ache for knowledge. And so book reading is a huge part of my journey of how I have chosen to heal. And when I've done that, I got really clear on what love is. I've gotten clear on my attachment style, of how I show up in relationship, why I pushed it away, how I showed up in a toxic way or toxic ways. And that's what taught me how to go, oh, I do that. I don't trust. Those were times past. I've learned a lot, and there will always be layers. And I never stop this process because it's a never-ending thing. And when we get clear on what love is, and we hold that like a trophy of that's our North Star. In fact, you've got the Hermit here, which in his lantern is sometimes portrayed as, in the tarot, as the star in his lantern that's showing him light on his path. And sometimes, if we stay really focused, or not sometimes, but if we stay focused on that North Star of what we want, we create it. And it's in steps. It's like driving a car at night. We can only see so many feet in front of us with our headlights. So sometimes that's all we get to see. There's no certainty. And even though that this pain that's here, this Nine of Wands is here saying, from your future higher self, yeah, you've done the work, you're doing the work, keep doing the work, because this is fulfillment. All of the wands are standing. This is his crop being ready almost to be harvested. And so with that, with doing the work, with getting clear on what you want, getting clear on your seeking and finding your healing, your future higher self says fulfillment. And if this is a somebody, or you want to have partnership in life, which anyone who says that they don't is someone who's very jaded and wounded to the point that their heart is closed. They're not seeing that we are creatures of companionship. We are creatures of connection. We are creatures of belonging to a tribe. And this is our biology. This is the way we work. And so when someone says, I don't want a relationship, yes, there may be a time of healing where we're not seeking a relationship. That's fine. That's important. However, to write it off altogether that I'm never going to find love, that is not only you are creating fulfillment, but you're going against your own biology. We're made to have connections in love. So your future higher self is saying, do the work, find your love, find your own love within yourself so that you can have that match, that full cup. And when we choose healing, when we choose of seeing, okay, I'm going to, even though I'm hurting, and that's the movement that we do make with our ego mind, is when we are hurt, we close our heart. Our ego wants to build a big, nice perimeter around us, a big wall, and not let anyone in anymore, because we don't want to be hurt. But that is also preventing us from finding love. And the true trick to finding love and finding fulfillment in life, when it comes to the connections we seek is to open our heart. And that's sometimes very hard to do when we are in the feeling of loss, confused, sadness, and heartbreak, is that we close rather than open. And so when we heal this aspect, we go and we start digging, we go to a therapist, we read a book, we do all these things to heal parts of ourselves. Then we are healing ourselves, we're healing the earth, we are a ripple effect, and we create our heart to open again. And when we do that, you've got the Nine of Cups here, which is really the offering in a steady, solid way of that full cup that's being reciprocated. And we have to go through those things to also push us in a new perspective. And when you've got the Hangman here, it's validating that sometimes we get stuck in a wounded state because we're not seeing the full picture. And sometimes time is deserved to heal that. And so when we start seeking other wisdom of how to heal, how to move forward, how to find something different, do something different, we have to do it a different way. And so this is what that Hangman energy is looking at things from a different perspective. And I really feel in your seeking and finding your healing journey, you're going to do that. You're going to do that in every moment. You could do that right here. And listen to the messages. Meditation is a huge place to quiet the monkey mind and really listen to that higher future self or your guides. That's when those ideas pop in, is when we're really quiet. So with that, the Hermit's energy is just that. It's kind of going within, knowing what you want in that lantern, and letting that shine the light on your path. And sometimes it's only a couple of steps forward before we can really open to maybe the opportunity to love again. But that's the goal, is to keep open back up rather than close, and then it's no, you're not going to find love. Like, that's the energy that people get, is I'm never going to do this again, and that's what they get. And it's sad because it's going against their very own biology. And with seeking and finding, it is the act of also change. We've got to do something different to get a different result. And sometimes that takes a lot of faith. I'm got that in a few different readings, is that even though, that's what this is with the Page of Cups, is that fish may not be there. That's his goal. That's what he wants. And so it's about having faith that what you are supposed to have is going to show up even before it does. You've got what I call the most powerful card in the deck, which is the Moon. And then you've got the Eight of Cups, which is the eclipse right underneath it. So a lot of Moon energy for you at this time. And I really feel that through your transformation, even though there's things that can't be seen right now, not everything is going to be revealed, you are in this seeking and finding, is also choosing to stop looking at the cups you've lost, because this keeps you in a stuck state. It's really about walking away. This didn't work, finding peace with it, and then moving away from it as swiftly as you can. When it rears its head and you have to look at it again, do it. Know that this is a part of your process of grieving. There's very many stages of grief too, so keep that in mind. And when we look them up, because there's several of them, and know where you're at so that you can navigate through those feelings a little clearer, because you can go, okay, this is where I'm at. This is a normal phase of grief. And when you can look grief in the eye, it is very empowering. My favorite goddess is Damavati. Damavati is the goddess of disappointment, failure, death, and, well, just everything that sucks. And she is the most powerful goddess. You know why? She's the crone. And I don't mean that in our phase when it is, but it isn't. She is completely void of anything. She's gray. Everything is gray. Her energy is even gray smoke. And she is embodiment of everything that you fear to lose. And when she pays you a visit with despair, disappointment, and grief. And what she encourages you to do in a loving way is to look her straight in the eye and accept this. Embrace it. Because when we do, we become more powerful than we ever could, because we've gotten to the lowest parts of life and we face them direct, straight in the eye. And there's nothing more powerful than when we get a visit from Damavati to embrace the despair. Instead of running away from it, trying to get a different relationship, party ourselves out, make choices that don't serve, be running from it. When I have faced grief myself, to sit on the sofa and be with it is so hard. It's so hard to look Damavati in the eye. But because of that, I am a changed person. I have seen shadowy aspects of myself that I faced, I embraced, and moved through them. And now I can deal with anything. And so can you. So I ask that you move swiftly through this energy, embrace the goddess Damavati, and you will be stronger for it. And when you move into the relationships that are for you, or the situations that are for you, you know that you have withstood this part of yourself that is hard and dark, but you overcame it. And there's nothing more powerful than that, because you become untouchable. Will it mean that things won't hurt you? No, but you will deal with them differently because you know they're for you, because they will change you ultimately. You've got finally here the King of Cups, which I feel that through moving through this energy of the goddess Damavati, that now it's exactly that. I am the King of Cups energy. I am the Queen of Cups energy, where I know my heart. I know the depths that I can go low, but I also in reverse know how much I can love. I know what I have to offer. So do you when you get really clear, when you really go into learning about yourself and the range with which we can love and which we can be in despair, and see that that is also the gift. The gift is to be able to go into our shadow just as much as our light, embrace it, because that's how we embrace all of ourselves. And the King of Cups is really that emotional stability of knowing ourselves, our feelings, our emotions, know what we're creating, but also knowing how to hone and be with whatever feeling that we're experiencing. Because that is the human experience, is to be able to not only feel immensely, but to completely and utterly master being with it. And we don't have to vomit it on everyone else. We can just be with our own feelings and master them and move through them. And when we accept our feelings, we have accepted our humanness, our range, our diversity of feelings. And that's our power. That's your power, is to move through the healing aspect. That seeking and finding is finding your ground even in the depths of despair. So, all right, this was heavy, but it's a beautiful reading, very informative. I hope you liked it. I hope you found something for you to seek and find your own healing. Thank you so much for joining me today. I look forward to next week, and hopefully we have moved through some of this energy. Thank you so much. See you next time.